The old pickup truck rattled into the city square, its paint faded and its tires worn thin. From the driver's seat stepped a man in mud-stained boots, a straw hat tilted low, and denim overalls patched at the knees. He looked like he had just walked out of the fields, and in truth, he had. The crowd barely noticed him at first, until he walked into the lobby of one of the most luxurious hotels in town. People glanced up, then quickly down again, exchanging amused smirks. A waiter whispered, "He must be lost." A couple in designer suits chuckled, "Look at his clothes. What's a farmer doing here?" But the man didn't flinch. He walked to the counter, slow and steady, his calloused hands folded. The receptionist, trying hard not to sneer, said politely, "Sir, this establishment is expensive. Perhaps you'd be more comfortable somewhere else." Before he could answer, a little girl tugged on her mother's sleeve nearby. The mother hushed her, embarrassed, but the farmer bent down, smiled warmly, and handed the girl a shiny red apple from his bag. "Straight from my orchard," he said. Her eyes lit up. That small act of kindness softened the room, though whispers still floated around him. Minutes later, the manager stormed in, worried that the man might disturb the guests. He was about to escort him out when a black limousine screeched to a stop outside. The hotel doors swung wide, and in walked three powerful executives flanked by security. They spotted the farmer instantly and rushed toward him. "Sir," one of them said breathlessly, "we didn't expect you so soon. The board is ready. The contract awaits your approval." The entire lobby froze, eyes widened. The farmer, this quiet, humble man in patched overalls, was none other than William Carter, the largest landowner in the country. His farms supplied food to millions, and his quiet investments had made him wealthier than anyone in that room could imagine. The same waiter who had mocked him now stood pale and speechless. The couple in designer suits looked away, ashamed. The receptionist swallowed hard. But William didn't scold or boast. Instead, he turned to the staff and said gently, "A man's clothes may be simple, but his heart should never be judged by them. The earth doesn't care what you wear when you feed it. It only returns what you give." The lobby fell silent. Then he looked at the little girl still clutching her apple. "Never be afraid to share kindness," he told her, "even if others don't understand." Her smile was the only applause he needed. From that day forward, the story spread like wildfire, how the richest man in the country walked into a grand hotel dressed like a poor farmer, and left behind a lesson more valuable than gold. The manager, red-faced with embarrassment, tried to stammer out an apology, but William raised a hand gently. "No need," he said kindly. "We all make mistakes. What matters is what we learn from them." He signed the contract with the executives, but instead of rushing out in his limousine, William lingered in the lobby. He noticed the young waiter who had whispered about him earlier. The boy's eyes were downcast, shame flooding his face. "Son," William called softly. The waiter hesitated, then stepped forward. William pressed a folded envelope into his hand. "Education is the richest soil you can plant yourself in. Use this wisely." When the boy opened it later, tears filled his eyes. It was a full scholarship fund for college. Before leaving, William walked back to the receptionist who had nearly turned him away. She was bracing for a scolding. Instead, he smiled and handed her another apple from his bag. "Hospitality," he said warmly, "isn't about what someone looks like. It's about making every soul feel at home." Her eyes filled with tears and she whispered, "Thank you." As William stepped out into the sunlight, he paused, watching the busy street. People rushed by in suits, staring at their phones, lost in the chase for status. He adjusted his straw hat and thought, if only they knew. The greatest wealth is peace of mind, a full heart, and the ability to give back. The little girl ran after him, apple still in her hand. "Mr. Farmer," she called. He turned. "When I grow up," she said, "I want to be like you." William knelt, looking into her bright eyes. "Then remember this," he said. "Never measure yourself by what you own, but by what you give. That's how you'll always be rich." And with that, he climbed back into his rattling old pickup and drove away, not to another boardroom, not to another deal, but back to his farm, back to the soil that had taught him patience, humility, and the truth he carried everywhere. The city people never looked at a farmer the same way again. And the little girl, she grew up to run her own foundation, feeding thousands of hungry families every year, all because a humble farmer in patched overalls gave her an apple and a lesson in true wealth.